This is video number 2 for this section 19.1, and we're going to work out this problem. So on this, the time is 11 years, the principal's 14,000, the rate's 3.5%, it's annual. We're going to use the financial calculator this time, and then instead of going through the long way, and if we did do the long way, we would have to calculate 11 times. And I don't want to do that either. 11 times, that's just too much. So we are going to use the financial calculator to help us with this. Okay, so to get the amount and the interest, the amount is going to actually be the future value that we're going to compute, right? We're going to compute future value down here. So we're going to get to that, and then we'll fill in the chart up above. So it is 11 years annually, so that's 11 times 1. Our interest rate is 3.5%, and that's 3.5 divided by 1. You can put the percent symbol on there if you want to. Your calculator knows that, so it's not necessary to put that on the calculator at all. We are investing $14,000. We put that in as a negative because it's going into an account. We are not paying a payment. And then we compute future value. So remember, you type in the 11, push N, 3.5, push your IY, 14,000, put the negative on it, and then push PV, 0 on your screen, push payment, and then you can do compute future value. So when you compute future value, you're going to get 20,439.58. All right, so we take that future value, the 20,439.58, and we put it up here in the amount. And then to find the amount of interest, we simply subtract the 14,000, and then that gives us the amount of interest, 6,439.58, right? Okay, so that's the quick way to figure some interest right there. We can tell how much that we paid on that loan that easily, or that we earned on that. No, the amount we earned on the investment. I've been doing too many loans in the past. Okay, this is a similar question to the last one. I got rid of my blank page, and now I have a page you can see. So we're going to go through that same process on this one. Now, there is a little trick here. This is not even for a full year. So we're looking at how do we figure that when it's not a full year? Well, this is quarterly, and a quarter is 3 months. So you could look at that and say, okay, 9 divided by 3 months would be 3 periods. You could also take 9 out of 12 times 4, since it's quarterly. That gives us 3 periods. So however you want to think through that is fine, but it's going to be 3 periods. Our rate is 8%, so we're going to take 8 divided by 4, and it's a 2% interest rate. Remember, don't put the percent on there. You just simply put in 2. 2 goes on your calculator. The investment is $8,000. We are not making a payment, but then we're going to compute. So get this all on your calculator and then push compute future value. Pause right here so you can give yourself a chance to do this. And then we can write our future value, which is 8,489.66. So it grew from $8,000 to $8,489.66 in 9 months, which is nice. 8% is pretty good interest rate. You're not just going to get that just anywhere. So the amount earned is that same number. And then we subtract the original investment. the amount of interest was $489.66. Remember, quarterly means 4 times per year. Right? So it was added in. This time the number of periods was only 3. We didn't do a full year. So the interest was added in 3 times. All right, number 4. Lee Wills, we're just going to do some practice here. Lee Wills loaned Audrey Chin $15,000 to open Snippet's hair salon. After 7 years, Audrey will repay Lee with 8% interest compounded quarterly. Okay, so 7 years, 8% interest compounded quarterly. How much will Lee receive at the end of 7 years? Okay, so he loaned her the money, and it's $15,000. She's paying him 2% interest per period. It's 8%. It's quarterly, so we're dividing that by 2. So she's paying 2% interest every 3 months, every quarter. 7 years quarterly would be 28 periods total over that time. Our payment is, there is no payment, right? It's just a lump sum here. And then we're going to compute. So when we compute this, we see the amount Lee will get back is $26,115.36. All right. Next, we have number 5. You choose to invest your $2,750 income tax refund check rather than spend it in an account earning 6% interest compounded semi-annually. How much will the account be worth in 4 years? Okay, so we're investing this $2,750. Since we are investing it, we're putting it in an account. It's going to be a negative. Our interest rate is 6%, and we're dividing that. I just realized that I wrote a 2 up there instead of a 4. Let me fix that. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I had the right amount, but I had written down the wrong number right there. And then 6% divided by, oops, I had to change my color. This one is semi-annual, which is twice per year. That's how I caught that other mistake. So we're going to pay 3% interest per period. It's 5 years compounded twice per year, so 10 periods. And then we're going to compute the future value. Okay, so just get this all on your calculator. Push compute future value, and you will see that it grows to $3,695.77. So that's how much you end up with that investment. So let's see, what was that? That was 5 years, and you earned close to $1,000 of interest. Okay, so this is about APY, annual percentage yield. Whenever you're quoted an interest rate, sometimes you find out that it's actually a little different when you calculate your APY. The way we do that is we find the interest for 1 year and we divide it by the original principal. It should be fairly close. Like if you notice on this one, it was 6% the nominal rate, and the APY shows as 6% for the annual, but a little bit different when it's semi-annual, quarterly, or daily. And I guess that's technically good for you because you're earning a little bit more. Okay, so let's calculate APY a couple of times. On this first one, we have to first calculate everything on the chart using our financial calculator. So we have a principal of $13,500. The interest rate is 12. It's compounded quarterly. We're just doing this for 1 year. So it's going to be 1 year times 4 because it's quarterly. 12% divided by 4. Let me put this down here. So it's going to be 3% interest. We are investing $13,500 and our payment is 0. We compute future value to find that, and then we'll talk about the APY part. So 15,194.37, and then we subtract out the 13,500, our original, and that tells us how much interest we earned. So 1,694.37. To find the APY, we divide that by our principal amount, which was 13,500. When you do that, you get this 0.1255, which is 12.55%. So you use your TVM keys, compute your future value, find the amount of interest, divide by your principal, and that is the rate. Remember, our original rate was 12%. This is a little bit more, 12.55%. That's your APY, your annual percentage yield. And the next question is very similar. So we're going to put in $45,000 at 6% interest compounded quarterly. So we will divide that by 4, and that's 1.5 per month. Let's see, it's 1 year and we are compounding quarterly, so it will be 4 periods. So that's just 4 times 1. We are not paying a payment. And then we compute the future value. So get it all on your calculator, compute your future value. In 1 year's time, it has grown to $47,761.36. To find out how much we've earned, we would subtract our original principal amount. So the interest earned is $2,761.36. We would divide that by our principal, our original principal amount, and you would see that that is 6.14%. So that's, well, I'll just label that. That's our APY right there. So I think you can follow this through. It might seem a little bit confusing, and you're just checking on the difference between the annual percentage yield, what has it yield, versus the original rate. That's the end of this lesson. Bye, everyone.